Hello.
Welcome to the living room. We're going to chat about the last week. What's been going on?
Yeah, it's been busy.
Yeah.
We seem to say that a lot, but it has really picked up.
It's true. Also, I don't like it when people say that they're
been
busy.
busy.
I know. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's busy
Yeah.
to themselves. I mean, nobody's like, well, I haven't been doing anything.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's things we want to do.
Not a complaint, yeah, for sure. But activity is picking up. Buyers are ready to buy houses, and
I think we mentioned on our last video that we had a kids event that night. I think we recorded it the night that we were having Taste of Ambassadors. It was a show choir thing.
yeah, it's a fundraiser.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser. It was in town. It wasn't a travel, but we are going to be traveling this coming weekend for the last show choir competition of the season.
Yes, it seems like it's flown by, and it has. It's not as stretched out as our daughter's cheer schedule.
Yeah, we're going to Biloxi, and I think maybe I could start a show choir podcast now. Or, I don't know, talk with people more at length about it. I have show choir thoughts.
It still would be very much in layman's terms because we don't.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So we had that, some other kids things, but work related, we looked at more houses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, y'all, people really want to look at houses right now. So
Yeah, and
if you want to look at houses, we can look at houses with you too.
And not just looking, but offering on houses and making offers and getting houses under contract. We had, I don't know the count this week, but with one offer still pending that we'll hear back on tomorrow, we probably had 3 or 4 go under contract this week for buyers, which is great.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, buyers be out.
Yes. So
I think I said it last week. Well, we need some more houses. So if you would like to be a seller and a buyer, let us know.
we can accommodate that.
Yeah, there's some good houses that are coming up though. So we're excited for people, and we met with a potential new client this week. We met a referral thanks to a friend. So continue to refer us, guys. I think I'm being proven wrong. Am I being proven wrong?
I mean,
Is that a direct result? I don't know that it is.
Well, maybe it is. We'll ask. But we appreciate it. We haven't quantified it yet for this year, but looking back last year, quite a few of our clients were people that we didn't know previously that were referred to us by friends and family or past clients, and we're always grateful for that.
Very, very appreciative. We really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, so some of the houses that we looked at this house in Northeast Jackson
Heatherwood.
Heatherwood. Let's go and blank on that. It was so cute. Scott will put some footage in right now to show y'all.
B-roll.
B-roll.
In the industry.
It had been redone so well. That's not the case for every house that's been redone. I think it was 1960-ish around house. And I mean, the renovation was really good. Also, it was decorated
It's one of those
so well.
you're not critical of. You're just going this is really, really nice.
It was so pretty to me. The windows were really nice. I loved it. Looked at another house that kind of opposite, had not been redone at all, but it was a little 1,200 square foot house. But I kind of wanted to buy that one too.
Yeah. Well, back to the first one she talked about in Heatherwood. We weren't the only ones that liked it. Lots of people liked it. It had only been on the market a day and got at least 5 offers. And we're happy to report that our buyer got it under contract. So it's beautiful. We're excited to see what they'll do with it, and really nice.
Yeah, so then they'll have to do the inspection and all the other things that have to happen. But yay for them. Okay, so let's see, Scott, you went to an inspection for some people who are buying a house. They're out of town, moving to Clinton.
Yeah, so that was on Wednesday. We went and met a family member who's here in town that could attend the review with them. And I mean, great house. There were a few, as there are with all inspections, a few issues to address. And so that one's looking good, and excited for them.
Inspections can be funny because sometimes they're the list seems endless, but We had one
last week.
last week. There were like 3 things on the.
And they were like
3 things.
Minor, like a slow draining tub.
And it wasn't even like a brand new house. I mean, it was a newer home, but I could not believe it. That's rare. Even if the list is, I feel like there's usually more things, even if there's nothing really wrong with it.
Yeah.
Inspectors find things that. Yeah.
Usually it's like, stuff that we're not worried about, but there's probably a dozen things on there. Nope.
3. Mm-hmm. How do you do 3? I did 3.
Sometimes do 3.
I normally do 3. That was weird how that
This is a European 3 right here, or yeah. So.
I'm European.
Well, this way.
Oh, okay. Scott also had some coaching, some one-on-one things.
Several meetings with new agents, either new to the industry or new to our brokerage here this week, and where I helped get them acclimated to our technology. And honestly, too, it's a little bit of that, but it's also sort of my chance to pep talk them about real estate, because my story before Amanda joined me and started working with me was that I was sort of a dabbler in real estate. I would just see, what happens, what comes to me. And then when we got motivated about wanting Amanda to come home and work with me we had to figure out a way to replace her income, which was motivating. And so that's what really motivated me to start doing the job for real, and all the things that, I won't get into the weeds, but all the things that you're supposed to do as a real estate agent to find clients and be successful. And so I give them that perspective when I meet with them too, and say, hey, this was my experience. Here's what you have to do in order to be successful. And it's sort of a side kind of conversation to the actual technology stuff. That stuff's just there to help you, but there's no replacement for the actual hard work.
Yeah, and there are a lot of part-time agents.
We call them dual career.
That's right, dual career.
Yeah.
And it's usually not like a 50-50. They're usually not like, I'm going to do this job for half the time and then real estate half the time. It's usually not like that.
It's a hard thing to do. If you have a full-time job, to try to also do real estate well, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. I mean, you can just, like you said, dabble and not be your full-time career, but But there's some successful people who are dual career. Some in our office, they kill it.
Yeah.
Okay, we also had some coaching. Our coach from New York,
Lucas, shout out.
Lucas, we had our call with him. We do that every 2 weeks. Keep us on track. We like some good accountability.
Accountability, and also like just somebody who's been successful in the business and who's run a team, and also helps. I mean, you can imagine the different sort of issues we might run into as people who work together, but also are with each other all the time.
Yeah, he's good for that.
And he helps navigate some of those things, which might be difficult for either Amanda to bring up to me directly, which she's never had a problem with being direct. Probably more likely me bringing up something to Amanda, because I avoid confrontation at all costs. But he helps kind of navigate those. It's not like a marriage counselor thing, but it's just like help from a business standpoint. Say, here's what could work.
Yeah, we always enjoy those calls. Okay, so I had book club, and with book clubs on Thursdays. We're reading Think Again by Adam Grant. And I, for one, am really loving this book. Are you really loving it?
I've read it before. I listened to it before. But, it's always a little bit different when you're going through it in the context of a book club, because you're hearing all these different perspectives and what stood out to this person or that person. And so it's definitely a richer experience.
Yeah, I think the conversation with this one every week have been really, really good. And just the idea of being able to change your opinion about something, to think about something in a different way. I love that idea. It doesn't come naturally to me. I think I've gotten better at it over the years as I've realized, hey, I want to be a person who can hear new information and say, do I need to change what I thought about something in the past? So, Scott doesn't know I'm going to ask him this.
Here we go.
Can you think of something, an opinion that you've had? It doesn't have to be serious. It could be whatever. An opinion you've held, you received new information, life event, or whatever, and now you have a different opinion about that topic. You're on the clock.
Yeah, yes. I mean, there's certainly some bigger ones. I can't think right now without it getting way deep in the weeds. But I mean, this is a stupid one, but Brussels sprouts.
That's what I was gonna say.
Are you serious? We're married.
I am dead serious. I thought about it because I was cleaning out the refrigerator earlier and threw away some Brussels sprouts, and I was like, for a long time I didn't think I liked Brussels sprouts. And it turns out our whole family loves Brussels sprouts. That's hilarious.
I never even had them until an adult because it was sort of a cliche when you were a kid growing up, like, what's the gross food? Brussels sprouts. We never ate them in our house, so it wasn't like something I had experienced, but I just kind of an association thought that's something that I'm not going to like.
Yeah, same. Food is a big one, I think. We have one child who is what you could call a particular eater. And so I'm always trying to say, just try it. You don't know unless you try something.
She likes Brussels sprouts.
I wasn't going to call her out, but that child does like Brussels sprouts.
That's not a secret.
So, yeah, I thought about Brussels sprouts, thought about how food is one that I think you can just say, I don't like that thing. I thought I had something else too.
Well, while you're thinking about it, one thing I thought of, I'm not going to get political, but that's one where people really struggle to receive new information and not be threatened by that or challenged in a way that they have a visceral reaction.
Yeah, that's what the book talks about, is how we hold things so personal, and how you can think again about things.
Yeah, and if they maybe even try to look at something through another person's eyes and their experience and be empathetic in that way, it may help you to think differently about something.
And how our opinions, and I think some of it, depending on what you're talking about, we view it as an attack if someone disagrees with us, or if we're presented with different information. It feels like
A personal attack.
A personal attack, or it's so much of our identity and how you're like, oh, well, I am this type of person. And if I think about it differently and I want to change my mind, what does it mean if I'm no longer this type of person? I can think of some things, and again, this is not a political conversation, but yeah, I mean, I've thought differently about some things now than I used to think in the past. I'm like, well, that's okay.
It is.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So, that's funny, Brussels sprouts.
Who knew?
Who knew? Oh man, y'all should try them if you haven't. Make sure they're cooked right though, because
if you have a bad experience, then it could really turn you off.
Yeah, they can. I also don't like them too crispy. Some people really like them crispy. Nothing wrong with that. But I like them a little crispy. All right, we've talked enough about Brussels sprouts.
If you want to talk some more, let us know.
Let us know.
Wrapping up the week, we had something in our gym called Friday Night Lights, which is part of our CrossFit world. That was a lot of fun. All the family came, and a lot of people there, and we went to eat after.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Some people get more into it than others, but whatever.
Some people.
All right, that's all we got.
That's the week.
Bye.
See you next time.